So if I may, can I ask two very short questions? One is, you spoke about de-radicalization camps, and that has kicked up quite a fuss. Can you please elaborate, what are these de-radicalization camps that you spoke of in Kashmir for children who are misled? And the second is, you haven't spoken about your time as army chief. Did you feel at that time that you became a political lightning rod? You had a lot of politics happening around you. Some said that, you are a political chief. Some advice was also given to you by the opposition saying that, army should talk less, work more, seen and not be heard. Could you please take that?
Talking about the de-radicalization camps, well, the word camp, I think, got misunderstood. When you look at a dictionary, we have a tendency of only looking at a dictionary. I also keep a thesaurus with me. So when you look at a word camp, camp is, you always think of whose camp are you on. It does not mean that you're going to a camp. What I meant was that you have to put people in different groupings and then see where they stand. There will be somebody who's been completely radicalized, taken over by radicalism, not because of their fault. He just got carried away. He got carried away in the group that he was operating. There is another person who's a fence sitter, who you can make out. And therefore, and a third person who's yet not been radicalized, but there is scope for radicalization. So that is what I meant by camps. Divide them into these three camps is look at who's crossed the wall, who's on the wall, and who's on the other side of the wall. That is also meaning, that also implies by camps that camps is not a 200 meter by 200 meter square foot area where you put in tents and you put them there. That is not the idea of camps. Camp was identifying the zone in which those people stood, and then addressing issues to see what better you can do for them. Let me tell you, we are running today Army Goodwill Schools. A number of Army Goodwill Schools are being run by us in the valley. None of these children from the Army Goodwill Schools have ever been found to be stone pelters or have joined terrorist ranks. Why has it happened? I would say it is preventive de-radicalization that we've been able to reach out to these people and carry that out. Today, we've also got schools which are boarding schools. We've got an army public school in Pahalgam, which is a boarding school. We've got children there whose parents have been actually, I would say, stone throwers and terrorists. Their children are studying in these schools. Why have we taken these children to schools? So that they remain away from what is happening in their homes. So it is preventive de-radicalization. So you could say, I put them into this camp. These are the people who we felt were fence sitters. So I think the whole issue of camp got mixed up because I did mention Pakistan has de-radicalized camps in the way in which I think you are understanding. I have got evidence to suggest that Pakistan has been running de-radicalization camps. We've got evidence, we've got photographs in Balochistan, in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, and let me tell you, through these camps, they have also got success stories. A large number of children who had been de-radicalized, a large number of grown-ups who had been de-radicalized, they have got camps even being run for juveniles. They're running these camps. And it's there in the open domain. So therefore, when I was referring to camps, I was referring to the other side. On our side, what I was referring to was putting them in camps by division, as to say who's reached what level, and then see what best you can do to radicalize them, to re-radicalize them. It did not mean that the responsibility lies with us. It's a whole of government approach. Somebody has to take action to de-radicalize these people. Yes, if the government wants support from the military and we are tasked to do it, we'll have to see how we can do it. We've been training young people. Let me tell you, young people in Kashmir Valley are being trained by our units for recruitment. Some of them may well be radicalized, but we bring them over. We take them to our regimental training institutes. We take them to our units. RR units are training these children, and large number of them have successfully joined the three services. They've joined Jammu Kashmir Police. They've joined CRPF, BSF, and that's an effort we have been going on regularly. Not only in that area, we have also been carrying out this in the Northeast. Large number of people from Arunachal Pradesh have been trained by us, and they have succeeded in getting recruited into the defense services. I've got one more question to answer, I think. Yeah. My role as a chief. As I said, it is very difficult to differentiate. As I said, as to what is, we do understand as to where you get politicized. I've always said you need to be politically aware. I also have to cast my franchisee. I do go and cast my vote who do I cast my vote to if I'm not politically aware? Do I just go and say nota? Then the entire defense services will just be putting the stamp on nota. But if you have to cast a vote, you have to be politically aware.